mentioned the actor playing Mac is from the South. I noticed earlier in the song they're using a couple of South Indian songs. I was wondering, in independent cinema in India, is there more of collaboration between the North and South than, say, Bollywood and Hollywood?
Is there more collaboration between North and South India in independent Indian cinema than in Bollywood?
Actually, no. That's not the case. There's not much of a collaboration. But the thing is that even earlier, I mean, this is actually unnecessary information, but earlier the South actors from the South, they actually wanted to do Bollywood films, but they were all dark and they weren't accepted. And now they're pretty fair, good looking, they work on their bodies and all. So they want to get in the mainstream Bollywood section, but there's no independent presence as such. But why we wanted to use so many languages in the film is the place where I grew up. I'm a Tamilian, I'm from the south. So in my house I speak in Tamil. But whenever my father gets angry, I don't know, strangely he speaks only in English. And then probably, you know, when you're angry, you're articulate enough, so probably it doesn't hurt my feelings that much. And we keep switching languages. Like to my friends, say it's a maid, it's a cop whom you know you're trying to get away. So you keep switching languages constantly. And everyone living in an urban city is at least he's bilingual. So those are the things that I wanted to get into the film. And like yesterday I was driving down in a cab and there was an Ilayaraja song playing. Anyone from the south might know who Ilayaraja is. And he's like one of the greatest music directors there. So it's those sounds that I wanted. It might not be alien, like you know, three people sitting, like that scene in which Ranjit is driving down with the neighbor and the husband. They suddenly start speaking in Punjabi. So you know, even within that whole cosmopolitan environment, you can actually get alienated with just a twitch of a finger. Like two people just get going in Bengali or in Tamil and you're just out. So that's the thing which was I was wanting to create and not have like a language barrier for making a film.
Yes, ma'am, up in the back.
Thank you again also for showing this film, Bringing to Toronto. I really felt a connection with a lot of the characters. One of the things that I felt that gave a strong emotional pull to your movie was the music and the soundtrack that you chose. So I guess this is more for selfish reasons. I was just wondering, like, is the soundtrack available? How did you go about choosing and selecting the songs to go along with the tunes?
How did you choose the music and is the soundtrack available?
There's this young boy, Karan Kulkarni. It's his first film. And he's a great guy, actually. And the first brief to him was, let's not think about music that can sell or music that, or worry about how it's going to help the film or not help the film or help the sales and all that. It was about what he loved. Because I saw some real great individuality in him and I told him, like, just don't go by any brief. Just give me all the things that you want to be out there as Karan Kulkarni's music. And I wanted to have a signature on it. And he just started giving stuff and I refused now. And I'm happy that I really didn't put my mind into it and like gave him like a lot of briefs and tried to show off my knowledge of music and all that. Yeah, I'm really glad I kept away from that. It should be available round about the India release. Yeah, I'm hoping we play all that so that more people come in, at least for the music. Yeah. Yeah, eventually it's about sales. It was about.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm curious about how you went about writing the script. You gave some hints that you didn't just compose it beforehand. And I'm also very curious, particularly about the ending and why you chose it to be that way.
How did you write the script and why did you write the ending the way you did?
The script, as I said, started with that Johnny Cash song, God's Gonna Cut You Down, and that chase sequence, which I thought would eventually be a music video. There was an article in the Pioneer, and it was titled Peddlers of Death, and it talked about a drug cartel in India which employed only terminally ill patients. So that's how that music video and that article it got together, and the script kind of formed. And we met officers from the Narcotics Bureau, and they gave in a lot of information on how the drug trade happens. But we kind of have kept that in the backdrop, and because always believed, I mean, getting an issue out is a great marketing tool, but the issue is just a byproduct of the people involved in it. And it was more important to tell the story of the people and just leave the issue even, probably, not include it in as the main thing. Sorry, I forgot the second question.
Oh, just why did you choose the ending that
Okay.
you did?
The ending for me, like when I was even writing it and when we were editing it, it was said looking really violent and it's kind of not really comfortable. But for me, the violence was not at the other end where the two people were fighting. There was bloodshed there, but it's physical and it's still palpable because we're so used to those imageries. The violence was actually on this end on a pretty indifferent face. Because in an increasingly isolated environment, when you're progressing, you're materially comfortable, the indifference is what is probably much more violent than actually the animals over there, because they're kind of pretty honest and being true to evolution. And even increasingly, the things that were happening in Bombay, a series of incidents that happened over the past 10 years. Earlier, say crowded streets and shanties were blown up. But the moment a 5-star coffee shop was blown up, everyone came out with a candle. So where were they? Once you're not personally affected, it doesn't really egg you on to do something really profound. And that's what the ending is actually, in a way.
We have time for one last question, if there is one last question. Yes, sir.
Has the film been released in India, and what has the reaction been of audiences there, from what you can gauge?
This is the world premiere, so the film is yet to release in India. But what do you anticipate the reaction will be? Will you get it past the censors, first of all?
Yeah, the censors are actually being a lot more accommodative, but they're hitting us, in a very indirect way. The censors are saying, we are very open to your film, but the satellite channels are saying we won't allow any certificate film. So yeah, I know there's this very serious conspiracy going on, like the good cop, bad cop routine. So the government which we are against and we were so vocal about, they're pretty much opening up. And so I'm not really sure. Probably we'll try and argue it out and see how it goes. I'm quite curious actually, because I've just shown it to a couple of friends who aren't a part of the industry, who don't sit and articulate about films, and they just watch movies the way we used to watch, or I used to watch. And I'm not really sure. I mean, they were pretty nice to me about the film and all that. but yeah, I'll probably know when it's out. Yeah, I'm actually ready to take it all. Like right from some people liking it, a lot of people not liking it, a few being indifferent, and some bloggers saying, that shot, that train was actually not in continuity and all that. Yeah, I'm actually quite eager to know all that.
Well, we wish you all the best with the film, and thank you for bringing it. Awesome, everyone.